Hey guys, thank you for watching and welcome to my channel. This is breakable. It is about houseplants and gardening in the desert of Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is a Zone 7. In today's video, I'm planning on showing you guys how to wash the soil off of a propagation and try not to do so much damage. Most of the time you won't want to do this unless you have an issue. I did do a giveaway, and one of the winners wasn't local, so I am going to ship this out. The easiest way to make sure you don't get anything to damage the plant would be just to send it as a bare root. There are some states that require you to send them as bare root because they don't want bugs coming in, and it's understandable. So we're just gonna take this Monstera here. It's a Monstera deliciosa. It's from a wet stick propagation. So that's why it has the juvenile leaves, no fenstrations, and they are kind of small. But it's pretty easy to do. All I'm gonna do here is take this out of the pot. I have a bin with water here, and that's where I'm going to do most of this, just peeling off the layers of sand as I can, or soil, whatever. And there you can see our root system. It's not a very huge root system because, like I said, it is a propagation, but it does have roots, and that's why it's growing on top. So we'll just see about washing this off here. Now, you might want to let it soak. Depending on what it is. This is a Monstera, and it can be in water for a day or two. That's not going to harm it. I don't really like sending packages out before the weekend because inevitably on Sunday it's just going to sit in some warehouse somewhere. So I'd rather not have that happen. I will be sending this out Monday, so Evelyn, you will be getting your tracking number Monday. There is something else I did want to talk to you guys about. What to send it in. I have moss here. This is just long grain sphagnum moss. Now, nothing fancy here. Just make sure you moisten it. You can see the water on the bottom there. I'm just going to push it down. Make sure it's nice and moist. You don't want to send a plant soggy. And the reason I don't really care to get plants or send them in soil is because you have to send them moist. If you send a plant in moist soil and it stays confined with no air circulation and no light and drying, not able to dry out, it will develop issues. It's not always guaranteed that it will, but sometimes when you get plants that are planted through the mail, you'll have to let them dry out for a couple days to a week before watering. If not, they can develop mold, especially around the base of the plant. I've had that happen to a couple plants, and I've actually gotten one plant that came in soil in a pot, and it came with a little care instruction. It said specifically to not fertilize because there was chance of mold, and if you use natural fertilizers like fish emulsion or something like that, it could actually produce more growth. So all you want to do here, nothing fancy, just take a bag. You can see this is a generic Ziploc. And you can see all the moss absorb all that moisture, so it's nice and moist now. And then just take your plant propagation cutting, whatever it is. You don't want to have the foliage in the moss, so if you can, try to avoid it. Here, I think what I'm going to do is just roll the bag back, if I can. And then just get either a piece of tape and tape it down right there, or a rubber band. That would be sufficient. Now remember, anytime you do send anything, try and put as much packing material around it as possible. If it is living like a plant, put live plants on it, and a couple air holes wouldn't hurt. Don't try to do holes in the corner and damage the integrity of the box, because then your plant will get crushed and it'll all be in vain. But you can see here, the roots are in moss, and usually this will act like a little mini greenhouse. And if you don't have a propagation started already, you can do this, send it, and who knows, in the week that it takes to get there, it could have started roots. That's happened to me before. So just an idea, a tip on how to get the soil off with less damage. Like I said, this was a newer propagation, so it wasn't such a massive root system, and you really don't want to damage any and set them back. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped.